there's a cow next to the road. And he has a buddy right behind him. Black and brown. So I'm hiking down this old mining road that you see right here. This is where I just came from. Going downhill a little bit to an abandoned mine. It's about a mile up the road here. And I'm headed this way. And this is looking across the valley at the, what are the White Mountains there in the distance. Some of those still have some snow on them up there at the top. I don't know what's here, if anything. It could be really small, could be something big. Probably isn't. Probably just a prospect, but I'm going to check it out nonetheless. And here's looking down the valley. That's looking to the south. And still got some snow in the mountains. Those are the Sierra Nevada mountains there in the distance. And they still have some snow. So it looks like Southern California is going to have some drinking water this coming summer, thanks to that snow. But yeah, so here's the old road, just an old mining road cutting across the hillside. So here's some metal debris alongside the road, probably left over from the mine. Looks like metal hoops. So making this big turn here in the road, and it wraps around here, and then up there it's going to wrap around to the left, and there should be a mine entrance. You can see right there next to the road the berm that they built, still standing after all these years. So they took some care to make sure this road we're hiking on, you know, remained viable back when the mine was in operation. So who knows what's down here. There's some interesting rocks down there by that tree. So a lot of viewers ask me the question, and it's a good question, how did the miners know where to dig? Were they just out walking these hills, picking spots at random and, you know, and digging a hole, or what? Well, from what little I've learned over the last few years, miners would look for outcroppings of rock that would contain the ore that they were looking for, whether it was gold, silver, copper, talc, whatever. And right there across the ravine, you see those gray rocks to the left of that tree. That's an outcropping of some kind of rock. I'm not sure what that is, but that's what they would look for. And that would be an ideal spot to punch a tunnel right below that tree, right there in the crevice of the ravine. And that's what they would do. Of course, they would sample the rocks first to make sure it contained the ore that they were looking for. If it did, then yeah, they would dig a tunnel there, or if it was appropriate, a vertical or inclined shaft. So that's how they did it, look for outcroppings. I'm sure some miners just went out and, you know, dug holes here and there at random on these hillsides. Those are usually little prospect pits that we see, little prospects that are marked on the topographic maps. The maps do make a distinction between the two, between mines and prospects. But for the most part, I think they looked for outcroppings. I also heard if they found gold in a stream, they would hike the stream and go upstream to try to find the source of where the gold might be coming from. So that's how they sometimes located gold mines, if they found gold nuggets when they were panning in a stream. Head upstream and look for a quartz outcropping, because quartz is where the gold is. So that's what I've learned over the last few years. Okay, up there it looks like a small waste rock pile, but the road comes down here, and the topo map shows the adit at the end of the road, not up there. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I see some debris up here, some metal debris. There's another berm right there. Small waste rock pile right here. Ah, here's the tunnel. But it looks like it's eroded shut. Look at that. Yep. It's eroded shut. Probably could dig that out, but I'm not going to do that. Some big timbers here outside what was the portal, as well as some metal. So I don't know. I'm standing on the waste rock pile, which isn't that big, but it's not small either. Some more timbers down there and some stonework. I don't know. Must have been a little mine. But let's go check out that upper pile right up there at the top of the hill. That might be another way in. Okay, the eroded mine portal was right down there where we just were. So I hiked up here to this other waste rock pile. I'm directly in line with what would have been the tunnel down below, and it would have come in to here. And this looks like maybe just a prospect pit, or maybe this was a shaft that went down to the tunnel down below. It's a pretty big pit. There's some wooden timbers right there, and here's part of the main part of the waste rock pile. This light tan colored rock. So I'm assuming they dug the tunnel first, because that's what's on the topo map. The tunnel's down there. And then somebody at a later date, after the map was made, came up here and tried to connect up with the tunnel, or just dug a shaft here, a pit, trying to mine the same ore. Probably gold, I'm thinking. And that's as far as they got. Because this pit is not marked on the topo maps. Usually prospects like this are, if they were present when the map was made. So I've got to make our way back over that way to the old road and get out of here. And somewhere up above me there's a jet. Can you hear that? Pretty spectacular scenery. Too bad the mine was a bust, but that was definitely eroded shut. When you have a portal like that right in a ravine, like that one was, with all this loose dirt, this soil that I'm walking on is really loose. It's like sand. So every rainstorm, that dirt just falls down over that portal and seals it up. That's what happened there. There's a view to the right, big rock outcropping. And the road should be up here somewhere. And here is the road. Right here in front of me. That saved a few steps by cutting across the hillside. Yeah, it's about just under a mile from where I parked the car down to that portal on this old road, so not too bad. Nice little hike on a nice bright sunny day like today. Here's one last view looking around. The Sierra Nevada mountains.